Chair of Trustees.
Yeah.
There from the beginning.
I could have done with my speech there. I left it with Kerry. The origins of Mid-Cornwall Lifestyles go back to an organisation set up by Social Services. It only ran for about 18 months, and then they pulled the plug. But it was such a success that a whole group of us, more than myself and Francis, I mean, it was about 20 people, I think, initially, wanted it to carry on. So then we got hold of Nick Clark, who was a scope worker. Scope field worker. And luckily he knew the ins and outs of applying for a lottery funding grant. So with his help, we were able to apply for a lottery grant and got funding for 3 years. And if it wasn't for him, I don't think this version of Lifestyles wouldn't be here. It's sad that he wasn't able to be here today. I don't know what I mean.
Well, it was tracking him down. Yeah. I'd forgotten his name anyway.
Yeah, well,
but that's
my memory's getting terrible as well. So,
Yeah.
you know, and he helped us set the whole thing up. It was funded through a Scope for St Austell, the little small scope group that St Austell had. And from there we set up interviews where Barry came along.
I did.
On his motorbike. And we scared the hell out of him, I think, from what I can gather. Yeah, we didn't intend to.
I still said yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, the lottery bid was for 120,000, I think, something like that, first 3 years. So that enabled us to find some decent premises, and we didn't spend enough money. So I went back to the lottery and said, "Can I please buy a minibus so that we can actually get people to us, take them out?" So that's how we got our first Mercedes Vito minibus. But yes, since those first 3 years, well, from the day one really, we needed to make our own money. So we managed to negotiate with social services for assisting people in a befriending way. They were called spot contracts at the time. I don't think they are now.
They're not called that anymore.
But social services and mental health teams. And we started earning money, and that's how we've been sustainable for the last 25 years.
Well, I think that's been the key to it, because we haven't been reliant on grants and funding cycles. It's been self-sustaining. So from my point of view, coming in since 2019, new to this whole world really. My background was not in this sector. So it's been kind of getting my head round how that works, but the whole the direct payments concept of giving and making money available for people to spend on the services that they want. Well, Mid-Cornwall Lifestyles is pretty much one of the only services around like doing what we're doing. We're not a care agency providing personal care. We work very much on a one-to-one basis, and so a lot of the people who've been here today, support workers and clients, have been together for years and years and years. Yeah. So it's built on that sort of relationship rather than sending people here and there and on a rota. I think that's probably one of our key strengths.
That was a key strength, yes, because lots of other agencies, yes, they do the same similar sort of work, but they've got a 20-minute slot, they've got to drive to the next person, and they've got an hour slot there, they've got to drive to the next person. We've never worked like that. And I think part of it is that we've always insisted that we have a minimum of 2 hours or 3 hours in order so that we could get around that problem of them having to go on to someone else.
Yeah.
We've done lots of fun stuff along the way. So the day-to-day money coming in through social services and adult and the mental health teams, the fun stuff has been provided by us applying for different grants and creating different projects, like the Young Person's Lifestyles. We got funding in order to from opportunities for volunteers, from Awards for All, for a different set of projects. One of them was delivering educational awards. which was fun because they could. I mean, I went on a tall ships trip with one client,
Yeah.
and he achieved his certificate of volunteering
Yeah.
simply by volunteering on that tall ship's
Right.
cruise. He deserved it.
Yeah.
Really hard work.
I remember when I started, just pre-COVID, at that point I was investigating resurrecting the young person's lifestyles idea, and then COVID came along and kind of put an end to that for now anyway. But it's always, from my perspective, and I think probably Barry would say the same, I'm sure, is that it's all down to the staff and the people you have who can deliver the work, and it's having enough people and having the right people. That's really the kind of I suppose the limiting factor in many ways is it's down to individuals and having the right individuals to work with the clients. But yeah, a good range of different people over the years.
We've had some wonderful people over the years, and they're still here. So
Yeah.
2 or 3 today have been with us for 20 years. So we started on the 1st of September 1999. And,
I remember it well.
25 years now, September 2024.
Mm-hmm.
I was invited to the 25th anniversary. I didn't have anything to do with it. So over to you, Ed.
Well, it was just, I suppose it's an excuse for a bit of celebration, but it's right to have one because it's 25 years, and that is quite a landmark. And you mentioned earlier around other organisations like Enable and who are no longer around. And, from our perspective, we're a small organisation. It is only really myself, and it was Barry before that in terms of in managing the whole thing. But that's why being linked to the Disability Alliance now with Disability Cornwall and the other organisations as a collective sort of, I suppose, you're not alone. It feels like you're not alone, so I get support from that. But 25 years is an achievement in this landscape and sector, and so we thought, we need to do that. There's lots of people who are around who've been there since the beginning. But also more so we wanted to celebrate what we do, because we kind of ride under the radar to a certain extent.
Yes, we've never been very good at advertising ourselves.
No. We've got people here to do it for us. But that's good. That's what you need. And I think one of the difficult things I'm finding now is actually I'm having to sort of say no to people who want to come and work because we haven't kind of got enough work necessarily to. It's getting that balance between having demand of clients and having support staff around. But things are better than they've been since I've been around. I think COVID obviously had a big impact, but now we've got people queuing up who want to either be a client or some people want to take on support work. So that's a bonus. And a lot of that's come from word of mouth, but through clients are some of our best recruiters, but also some of our staff, and it's friends of theirs, and they say, well, you seem really happy doing what you're doing, what is it? So that's got to say something, I think, is as an organisation, if you've got people who want to work and do the work and stay for years and years and years, then, and clients as well, who likewise don't want to go anywhere else because they like lifestyles, then something's got to be going right. Hopefully.
You must have done something right there,
yeah.
You must have done something right.
Yeah.
So you've lasted 25 years.
I've lasted 25 years. Goodness knows how, but
yeah. But yeah,
I'm still here.
I think, hopefully, there isn't a reason why it can't continue, but it is all about the people. And as we are at the moment, it is heavily reliant, like it was heavily reliant on you, it's heavily reliant on me. Without me or with you, it's not going to happen. So it's whether we look to expand and be able to kind of have someone else who's doing some more of the day-to-day team staff management. But part of our success is probably also keeping it keeping it compact,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
overstretching. So it's getting that balance, but that probably would be in the next 25 years, if we're still going, that's probably what needs to happen, is that we need to have another level in there to kind of take the strain a little bit. But yeah, something to work on.